Alright, so it's a little update on what we got going on here. First thing I want to do is thank RPeek. RPeek gave me a shout on his channel. I really appreciate it. So thanks a lot, RPeek. And kind of what we got going on here is, you guys that work on projects, you know that probably the most difficult part of any project is getting the parts together to assemble the project or whatever. And sometimes it takes quite some time. Like the 67 Camaro, I've had this car 35 years or more than 35 years. And I've been collecting parts for it for quite some time. You guys, if you watch my channel, you'll remember that I had put a cam in a 6-liter for a body guy so he can do a quarter panel for me. And so I got the quarter panel about a month ago. Now I got to get some stuff together so I can get this thing out the back of the shop and get it over to his shop so he can put the quarter panel on for me. But here's another project that I had gotten, and this is actually the icon or whatever for my channel. This is a 46 Chevrolet cabover that I went to Minnesota and picked up years ago. And so as you guys know that projects change and evolve as you gather up parts. And I had grabbed a 98 box truck for the chassis, and it had the Vortec 350 in it. Well, I kind of evolved out of that a little bit because I found something slightly better. You viewers that are Jonathan W. viewers, which is quite a few of you guys, remember the box truck that he got, that he pulled the 6-liter out of and put in his 2500. He took the box off of it and made his hardware store out of it. Well, this is the chassis that came out from underneath that box truck. And Jonathan and Noah did a really good job taking it apart because they didn't cut anything. So fuel lines are complete, the brake lines are complete. Even got the ABS unit on it. It had a 6-liter 4L80 in it. The only thing I didn't get from Jonathan was the springs in the rear end out of it, because he had already gotten rid of them. So I acquired a disc brake rear end out of a 09 ambulance, Chevrolet ambulance, that's got 14 gear and positive traction. So now all I got to do is grab up some springs and the hardware to put them in, and I'll have me a rolling chassis. And I've got a 6-liter and a 4L80. So I've got my drive line, a rolling chassis, and everything for that 46 cabover I just showed y'all. So this one will be doing something fairly soon. I don't know how soon, but sometime soon. Then on the C10, we still got to run the fuel lines and the brake lines. Figure out how we're going to hang the clutch master cylinder, and decide if we're going to do drive-by-wire or drive-by-cable, so we know what kind of accelerator to put in the truck. So that's where that's at. This Grand Prix, we got to get the brake swap worked out on it, because I want to put disc brakes on it, because this 6-liter is going to move it down the road, and it's too nice of a car not to be able to go and not stop. So I don't want to crash this thing because we can't get it stopped. So that's kind of where that's at right now. Got to get the hubs back on it so we can get it rolling, and we're going to roll it outside and prime it down, put some epoxy and some high build primer on it so we can get to blocking it when the weather changes again, because it's got a little too hot to be doing that right now. But I know you guys know, and nobody wants these projects to go along any quicker than I do, but you know, It takes time acquiring parts. It takes time working out things. And I think that if you've got more than one project going on, if you got stumbled up or overwhelmed by one project, then you can back up and go to another project and work on it for a minute. And then when you come back, you kind of got a somewhat fresh perspective and can solve some of these problems a lot better, or come up with a better idea than you had originally. So projects evolve by the parts you pick up for them, and they evolve by, you know, as you're going along, you might find or figure out a better way to do things. So I'm anxious and like to get in a hurry, but I'm not going to get in a hurry because I don't like doing things more than once, and I have and will do things more than once, but I'll try not to any more than is necessary. So, like I said, that's kind of where we're at right now. We've got backed up a little bit because the summer's come on and the grass is growing really bad, and so I'm having to take time out from projects to keep up with the grass around here. And it's been hot, so it's a little harder to get in here and get going. I still got to get up under here and get this brake lines worked out on this Denali here and get it out. Like I said, I got to dig this Camaro out so we can get it going to the body shop. But we got a bunch going on, and it's moving along. Just it's not moving along fast enough for me, and I'm sure it's not moving along fast enough for you guys. But that's just the way it is sometimes. So. Like I said, thanks again, RPeek, for your shout out. And then I want to thank Jonathan W. again for all his shout outs and all his help, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't probably have 100 subscribers on my own. So I really appreciate that. And if you guys hang on, y'all will see progress. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I've still got to rebuild. I've got a 12-volt to rebuild for this truck. I've got the posi unit and gears and all the bearings to go in it. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. Just bear with me because, like I said, it's been hot, and plus it's summertime. You know, things are going on. Matter of fact, this afternoon I'm going to a cookout. This is the 4th of July, so you know, there's some shows coming up. I'll be posting a video from the from Winston-Salem. They have a big rat rod show down there, so I will be posting that as soon as I do the video. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. Y'all just stay with me, and we'll have it going on. So appreciate it. Thank you, Jonathan, RPeek. Appreciate it. Happy 4th.